here, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And up, down, down. No, just down. Oh, yeah. Show me. So here, ukemi is not good. Okay, so it's must continue. Ukemi must be to go back. Good. Okay, show me.
En, två, tre, fyra, fem, sex, sju, åtta, nio, 10, 11, 12.
But ukemi must attack better, okay? So ukemi must also be good. Huh? So here, and ukemi, no, ukemi goes so many. Here.
En, två, tre, fyra, fem, sex, sju, åtta. Nio, 10, 11, 12.
And then down, and then ukemi sit down, and then we just come. Okay, so there are small details. Huh? So everyone's right. That's it perfectly. Then begin. Count it.
En, två, en, två, tre, fyra, fem, sex, sju, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
Now without counting once more, but immediately notice. And then finish. Now, so ukemi must, in a way, resist with the key to keep him where he is. So anyway, yeah. Exit. Somebody pick.
Peter.
And the ball. Okay, table. particular. So when you do this, naturally your face move comes together.
En, två, tre, fyra, fem, sex, sju, åtta, två, tre, fyra, fem, sex, sju, åtta, en, 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 två, tre, fyra, fem, sex, sju, åtta.
You missed this one.
Oh, I did. Sorry. En, två, tre, fyra, fem, sex, sju, åtta, en, två, tre, fyra, fem, sex, sju, åtta,
from here. You start from here.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
No, the other side.
1,
And stop. This side. This side. The other side. This side is okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kom op.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1.
Yes, right side is not good. Because you can see that your left side is better than right side.
Left hand. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Okay. He has a bit difficulty that his body is long. When the body is long, it's more difficult. Disadvantage. It's always like this. When you have a long body, clearly it's more difficult to unify. Okay, so actually, shorter people, fat people have in a way advantage. When you are short and fat, it's easier to unify. When you are long, it's more difficult. You can see this, no? With him, it's a bit difficult to unify because they're so long here. Okay? So, but then.
Vi körde och sen vi var någonstans.
So, have to practice this. So here. Okay, so now it's kubishime. So now you have to understand this kubishime. So the most basic kubishime is come here and then the other come here. Okay, so this is the most dangerous kubishime. That means you can see that now there are several things. Here, the attack always like this because if like this, he can catch my fingers. Okay, so that's why I do like this so he can catch it. And this is not enough. So the other hand here, but then this is not strong enough. So here you have to put here. So you use this lever. Okay, so. Okay, so once you get this, it's almost impossible to deal with that. It's too strong. So first try this movement. Okay, so you have to use hanmi. That means hanmi means you move half by half. So basic hanmi is this one. So this part doesn't move. This part moves. Then this part moves. Half, 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 half. This is hanmi. Because actually, most people don't know how many means. Most people are saying, but this is too stupid. But the most IQ people are this standard. Okay, that's not hammi. Okay, so hammi means this. This is hammi. You can see this, no? Hammi, hammi. Okay, so mi is body, half. So when it's cut, it's called sashimi. Okay, sashimi, hammi. So hammi, right. Left, right, left. And so this is the basics of hammi. And so what's right, but control. Okay, that's why when you do this, you can't control the elbow. Okay, this is important part. When I cannot, then it comes. Okay, that's why here. And then another thing is that if it's only one, some people say, yeah, like that. But then with this, yeah, become like that. Then it comes. Okay, so that's the meaning of this. This one, he can control the elbow. But with this, he cannot control elbow. And if he wants to give me a punch or another, so that's why it's difficult to attack. So here, so it's in our gyaku, it's because gyaku hand. Here it's hand. So you can control, but it's gyaku hand. So first try this attack and see how it goes. First, better do this Tsukibata without front. There's a first normal one.
It's just
skulle behöva den. Så, den andra, över 6:an. Det har vi inte gjort, men det var bakom. Det enda som är inte så det är roligt. Och sen kommer du med grepp och ikram. sen ett antal. Skriv. Ja, nu är det sen på väg. Så vi... Jo. Som 14, 15, 16. Sen rör du mig. Sen rör du mig en gång. 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. är det första och det sista gör man den bocken. Ja, du har en. Ja. Eller sist kör vi den med utan attack. Visst var det så?
Ja, det finns en bara... Ja, bara bocken, men jag ska inte...
Okej, kör.
Gör du, Kurt. Bocken då?
Jag måste ha... Nej, jag hade ingen aning om det.
One, two. One, two.
En, två, tre, fyra, fem, sex, 28, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Without counting. Without counting.
Sen kommer
Bocken börjar.
Peter.
Start moi bien. Start. Go moi bien. Go moi bien. Yes, what everybody can see. They can see.
Johan. Yes.
Tack så.
kör fort, kör igenom. Stanna inte vid att avsluta. Gå igenom det. Då är det slagord.
What's the okay?
Oh, sorry.
Okay, so example. This is the same, no? Okay, so these are all three-dimensional exercise. Okay, so you have to understand the four-dimension. That means okay. Okay. So what I did the same thing, just different time. I did it before. Okay. So when it comes from LG, okay, so both died. Okay. It's because three-dimensionally we are doing the same thing. So we are doing the same in three dimension. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I did the same thing, but before. That means the time is different. Okay. So you have to understand, and this is basically better. Okay. Because can you imagine? Okay, yeah. Yeah. So it's very difficult so that I get better of him in three dimensions. Okay, clearly, no? Because you have, so try football. Okay, on football, like this. Okay, so the good footballer, they are using time. Okay, the time they are doing it. So that's why there's four dimensions. Okay, and basically, time is more important. Okay, you can say, no? Okay, I shoot him. He shoots me too. Is it possible? Almost impossible. How can you? Okay. So the most realistic, bam, I just shoot him before. That's the most efficient. You know, avoid his shot and try. Almost impossible. Okay. So this is so avoiding other people's attack is very difficult in reality. Okay. If you want to try, okay, you will see. Okay. So the most realistic way when he comes here, just cut him before, just shoot him before, the same. Okay, so this kind of irimi. So you tend to forget irimi in time. So because again, you run three dimension and one dimension. So you think of this three-dimensional irimi only. So you have to see four-dimensional irimi. So time factor. You just cut him before he cuts me. Okay, that's most efficient. Okay, and of course, it's not only this. So four dimension. Okay, so the partner with the boken. That's basic jujutsu technique. Judo is police technique. Whereas Aikido is one of the very few jujutsu that is invented by samurai. Okay? So clearly samurai, when they fight with sword. Okay? And then when they can't use sword, or when the opponent is so weak, so you don't need sword, so they do this hand. So the concept is completely different, the situation. Okay? I have a sword, so if it's really dangerous, I use my sword. Okay? But when I don't have sword, unfortunately, or it's not so dangerous, so I can deal with that sword, then I do it. It's completely different imagination, like jujutsu or judo. Judo is I'm police, I have no sword. But my job is to catch this criminal. So I try to catch him, immobilize him. And other police come and help me to put him in prison. And so these are in a way different imagination. Okay? And then which is better for us? Okay? So clearly for police it's better judo, jujutsu. Okay, that's why all over the world, police learns more judo, jujutsu. Okay, there aren't so much police who learns aikido. Okay, because judo, jujutsu is in a way developed for police, so it's better. Okay, but then we are different. Okay, because we don't have the right to catch criminals. Okay, this is really so. We don't have a right to catch criminals. Okay, it's illegal. Okay, so if there's a criminal who has a telephone to police and let police catch. If we catch criminals by ourselves, we can get problem, actually. Yeah, that's why, in a way, for our daily life, it's useless for us to catch somebody or immobilize somebody. Okay? So it's more like when other people attack us, how can we deal with that situation? Okay, that's why, in a way, Aikido can be useful for this. Okay, this is the important part. And also that in the real situation, it's better that to create situations that they don't attack. Okay, so that's why you have to be ready for many attacks, so that attackers can see it, that you are ready, so they prefer to attack other people. Okay? But then clearly this bad people attack other people, which is nice. Actually, that's the situation, no? Okay? The big countries attack Afghanistan or Iraq or Syria, Libya, etc., but don't attack us. So we are happy. Okay? But then clearly that's egoistic. Okay? So we have to create a world where nobody attacks nobody. So it's the same with Aikido too. Okay? If I'm prepared, maybe bad people don't attack me, but attack other people. But that's also not so good. Okay? So I have to create a world where bad people don't attack anybody. So that's way, in a way, Aikido develops. Okay? So now that's why this we start from Irimi, this concept of this sword fighting. Okay? But then now when we do without sword, there's a difference. Okay? That means one guy here, okay? When we do sword, okay, he can move freely. Okay? But now, okay, so try Irimi. Okay, because now there's a connection. Okay? If there's no connection, he can do Irimi. Okay? No, it's not. Actually, that's boxing. Okay? When he boxes, okay, I can do this because there's no connection. Okay? But he's catching this. I can do Irimi because here. So there, the Irimi concepts must be modified. Okay? There's a difference, you know. When it's free, so he gets a punch. That's Irimi like here. Okay? Or he gives a punch. So that's possible. But if he's catching here, then Irimi is not possible. Clear, no? So this is the difference of Irimi in Aikido and Irimi in this sword boxing, etc., etc. Okay, so now Irimi in sword boxing is basically this. Okay, so there's no collision, and then you just get better with your partner. Okay, but then unfortunately, when there's a technique that you are connected. Okay, so you have to do something here. So now what you have to do here, you first lead this way and then this way. Okay, so the difference here is A and B. Now here, B must do it apart of the A. Okay, so this is called absorb. I have to absorb A's movement, means this, so that I can do this. Okay, so that's why this is the first technique of this Aikido, Fushikyu technique. Okay, so I want to do irimi, but cannot. No? If there's no connection, it's possible. He given the punch, okay, possible. Okay, but then when he here, cannot. Okay, so I have to first absorb him, means the same direction. Then can do irimi. Okay, so absorb him, then go. Okay, so go this way, okay, this doesn't cross. So okay, so you have to modify a little bit this irimi concept. It's still irimi, but you need preparation. Okay, so that's why I put it in the first technique of fifth skill. So try, I can't just go like that. So I have to first absorb, so to absorb it. Then irimi. That's right. Okay, so cases, no? So I have to go them, but okay, so now instead of absorbing this, I absorb with my fingers. Okay, okay, so you need a technique to absorb. Okay, I want to do here, but really he refuses. Okay, so I do it with fingers. Okay, so you can see that I could absorb his movement, his force. Then after that, that's right. So here too, he does out here, and two hand, this doesn't work. Okay, so two hand is this, and okay, so you have to do this. Okay, so here, one. Okay, so this is not enough, two cannot, so one. And so you turn this as you go here. Okay, so in a way, here you do irimi with the leg. Okay, here you do irimi, okay, with your hand. Okay, but now with two hands you can't do it here, so you do irimi with the leg. Okay, so it's actually it's very much like this. So for example, if it's hand, I can do it like this, but catch it. So, it's similar to this. Okay? I can still do irimi with this. Okay? But then kicking somebody is not Aikido solution. Okay, so Aikido solution is this. Okay, so I don't kick him, but still I do the same. Okay, and after that, do the same. That's right. Another concept is here. Okay, now that means this is irimi concept. Okay, now tenshin concept. And clearly, this tenshin concept doesn't exist in sword fighting. Okay, so this is typical Aikido that we without using the sword. And also, this tenshin concept doesn't exist in the sports fighting because sports fighting is always one against one. Okay, whereas in the real situation, you have to see that there are several people attacks you. Okay, so actually, even in sword fighting, if several people attacks you, you have to do tenshin too. Okay, so that's the difference. So tenshin is only in Aikido, doesn't exist in other martial arts where they are interested in fighting. They are interested to see who is better. Okay, that's why when you practice Aikido, you shouldn't have this idea that I want to be better or stronger than others. Okay, then you unconsciously think one against one. Okay, because evidently nobody is better than two. Okay, imagine that the strongest judoka fights against two next strongest judoka. It's evident, no? Okay, so two is always stronger one. It's evident. Okay, so that's why as long as you have idea that I want to be better or stronger than others, then clearly you can't do Aikido. Okay, because the Aikido technique is mostly in the real situation where 2-3 people attack you. And clearly these 2-3 people are not experts. Okay? If experts attack you, then okay, so that means experts in mafia or CIA. If mafia or CIA attacks you, yeah, you better just happily die. I don't think you can survive attack from mafia or CIA. Okay? So that's why no, the best way that CIA or mafia should not see me. Okay? That's why I don't have my website. And I remember that many years ago, there's one Japanese professor and actually he attended my class 40 years ago in Japan, and then since then he went to America and then became professor there. But he still remembers me after 40 years, and he gave me email inviting me to a kind of a club of important people in the world, which is organized by the United States government. So this is a club for important people who can change the world. And that means if I accept that invitation, I will become the white list of CIA. And when I'm in the white list of CIA, they can always put me in the black list of CIA. So that's why I don't want to be in any list, white or black. So I just didn't answer because if I explained that does and fortunately he didn't send me email again, so I'm quite happy. So this is the only way. They can kill anybody. Just see the history. So the only thing that they don't want to kill me. They don't have to kill me. That's why that's one of the reasons why I don't want to be in the website and no Facebook. So I'm invisible almost. Even though they filter emails, there's no reason why they notice me. So in a way, that's the only way. There's no other way actually. If the airplane falls down, you die. So the only way is don't take the airplane which fall down. That is the intuition. So intuition is the only solution for anything. How can you succeed in not taking the airplane which fall down? How can you drive a car which doesn't get accident? So you have to use intuition. But then, when many people attack you, tenshin is the only way. You can't do it. So this tension is here. So now one hand. So when arm against arm collide, so here I use this shoulder to get in front of the shoulder. So shoulder against shoulder. So actually tension means this. So but when doing this, avoid fighting. But then you must technically. So when it goes like this, so and after that, my shoulder moves his shoulder. That means not this. This arm tries to move arm, so he can resist. So don't move the arm, but create connection shoulder, and my shoulder is moving his shoulder. Okay, and so again here. So shoulder. So not this. This again, arm against arm. Okay, that's a movement is not this, but this. Okay, so you throw your partner with your shoulder here, this part. Okay, that's why it's in the fifth skill. This is a really basic of Aikido technique. So that's that. Then next third one. So this basic of Aikido is not dealing with arm, but dealing with this. Okay, that's basic. Okay, so now how can you do it when he holds my hand? Okay, that's why this is basic technique. Okay, so I get there and then here. Okay, so I'm doing exactly the same thing as this. Okay, so try first directly here. Okay, then do the same thing when he's holding. So it's a basic Aikido technique. That's right. Life is in a way democratic. Okay, in the sense that nobody can brainwash you completely. That means I can't erase all your imagination concepts and put new concept like that. Okay? And with a machine you can do it. No? Okay? You can just change all parts of the machine. Okay? That's possible. Okay? So again, there's different material theory and life theory. Okay? In material, you can make 100% new. Just take it away and put it here. Okay? Or if there's a robot, you can take the computer in the head and put new computer. Okay, completely new. But then with the life, you cannot do it. Okay, you have already a lot of imagination concepts. Okay, so nobody can take it away. So I can put the new one, but it changes very little. And it's the same with food too. Your body is based on all the food you have eaten in your life. So now, if you suddenly become vegetarian, it doesn't mean you change completely. But if you continue, your body changes slowly, little by little, like this. So that is how life. So in a way, life is democratic. So my this definition of democracy is this like life. Whereas many governments want to make a democracy, majority wins. This I call it dictatorship majority. So what is democracy is again matter of definition. And as I said that I have a right to define the English word I use as I want. Of course, each of you has a right. So it depends again the democracy. Everybody uses his own definition, and the world moves with a definition which is in a way more better definition. It's the same. This I call democracy. So in a way, life is democracy, but it doesn't mean majority decide. Majority decide. I don't call that democracy. That's just a clever way of dictatorship of the majority. And you can see that how people like there's a story. I don't know whether it's real or not. When the Queen Elizabeth of England became this chief of Protestant church, the story I didn't verify yet is that he made voting, and then just before voting, she put 4 Catholic priests into prison. And after voting is finished, he lets the 4 Catholic priests out of the prison. And the Protestant won with a difference of 3 votes. Well, it's a story, of course, I don't know whether it's true or not. But this kind of thing is very often happens in democracy. You can see there are many examples like that. That's why this democracy with the majority decided is complete nonsense. And another way which is democracy very well, in another film, English film, American president and English prime minister are talking. So American president said, I'll give you anything you want, unless it's not something that I don't want. This is again democracy. The important thing is decided by army or KGB or CIA or the World Bank, all this central bank, which is outside of our democracy, and what doesn't matter, you can decide. So we have democracy. That's a reality. You can only decide what is not important. What is really important, they decide. So that's why it's the reality that, like American president said, that I'll give you anything you want, unless it's not something that I don't want to give. So this is a reality of democracy. That's why I say that no, democracy is not so bad, but if you say that we have democracy, so everything okay, it's completely stupid. The really important thing, we have no power to influence. Just see there are many examples where there are many important things, and we can't do anything about it. And that important thing is creating the world. So what we can do democracy is, well, we can make a little bit better, slightly better. So in a way, it's better than nothing, but that's not the real thing. The real thing is much bigger, actually. Okay, so anyway, but then this you have to understand that in life there's a kind of democracy. Okay, so this is in a way important. I cannot dictate your imagination. I can give you some imagination, some concepts, but anyway, it's you who decide your life. Okay, so in a way, that is, I call the basic of democracy. Nobody can dictate you. Okay, you decide your own life. But we can influence each other. And hopefully, we give good influence for the people, for the world, so that it's changed a little bit, actually. Okay? So that's the concept of this, I feel, this illumination. Okay? So now we get this, so, so Bokkendori was not so good. So, it's this Bokkendori. ドリな。ホッケンドリ。So first ilimi. Okay. So you have to ilimi. So try ilimi first. Just ilimi. Okay. Another ilimi. Another style. No, just ilimi, not technique. Just ilimi. Okay. 1, 2. No, that's the same. Okay, so okay now, okay, here. This is not the limit. Okay, again in the cinema, very often you see this, and this is nonsense because it's impossible. Okay, I don't think anybody can do this. Okay, but in the cinema, very often, especially the Chinese cinema, okay, that's possible. Okay, so this is one kind. Yeah, this is limit. Okay, so you just get closer. So if I'm here, he can't touch me. Okay, so this is, but then when you do this, the problem is that, okay, that's why this one of the important samurai technique is not only use this, but use this. Okay, so that's why just go into is not a good idea. But if this person doesn't know to do this, just get into it. So first, the most basic, just get near. Okay. So this is the essence of reading. Okay, so first make sure. Okay, now he wants to kill me. So that's the karate technique. Okay, Okinawa was a part of China, so Japanese samurai went there and conquered it about 250 years ago. That's when China became weaker. Okay, it was Chinese territory, but the Chinese became very weak about 250 years ago. So Japanese profited it and went there and took it. Okay, so and then the first thing they did, they forbid all weapons. So Chinese stayed without any weapon. Okay, so Japanese samurai come and then he said, your sister is very beautiful. Okay, so give me your sister as my mistress. Okay, I said, no, I can't do that. Then somebody said, oh, then I'll kill you. Okay, so that's easy in a way karate technique. That's why karate is always like this. Why karate is like this? Because karate is here and then. Okay, that's why karate they do like this. So that's the complete example, this kickboxing, etc. Okay, that's why, but then modern karate has become kickboxing. Okay, because again, the imagination changed. Okay, but then this is the real karate. Okay, karate is this innocent Chinese people who fight against the bad samurai. So this is normal, no? And then okay, that's like this. Try? That's the original karate. Hit here. Okay, why is it? Because okay, they couldn't kill samurai. If they kill samurai, okay. So they have to change their mind. Okay, then what happens is that when here, okay, then in a way he'll be too ashamed to tell other samurai that he's beaten by a non-samurai. Okay, but if he does this, then there's a sign. And at that time, it was very, very impolite to make any mark on the face. Okay, that's why in original karate, they never hit the face. Okay, if they hit the face, okay, it shows the samurai. So when the other samurai, oh, what happened to your face? Well, it's become well, this there's no proof. So samurai prefers don't say anything because you know what happened. That's why original karate they never hit the face, only this. Okay, so all this is the real martial art. Okay, it depends on society. Okay, and the purpose is not win or kill, but to change mind. By doing this, they try to change the mind. Please don't take my sister, etc., etc. Okay, that's better. So if the samurai is well, okay, yes, there's no possibility. But if I do like this, okay, not like that. Okay, so all this is the visualization. That's why original karate, they never hit the face. All this is the important part. Okay, but now they hit the face like this. Okay, so what they do is not karate anymore, actually. Okay, but then now we are not doing karate, so we are not doing this one, right? So our situation is not somebody like this, but already it comes. Okay, that's why when the shows come here. Okay, so now if I do like this, after can't do anything. So here and then at the same time, control this his mind here. Okay, but now so this is the first enemy, but here actually I can't stay here because after that he can come like this. So up here, okay, so lead that. Okay, so that he can't cut me. Okay, and then after that from here lead. Now Aikido starts. Okay, so from here, okay, don't move the arm, but move the shoulder. Okay, so this is a moment. And then, so illegal. Okay, so now, okay, when I catch his arm, okay, then clearly difficult to move this. Okay, so Aikido technique is I catch here, but I get to his shoulder means this. Okay, so by bending this, you can see against his shoulder. So this is one of the basic Aikido technique. So it's the same. You get to reach here, but now with fifth cue you reach it that way. Okay, now you reach this way. Okay, so like this, no? This is no effect because it's doing only arm. Now what are you doing this? Now you reach here, no? And put it on the ground. Okay, so what's that? It's basic. It's difficult to bend it. No, anybody else? Don't let it. You know, if it doesn't bend, it doesn't work. Okay, that's why now we have to get situation that it works. So now he is holding. Okay, now when he is holding me, then okay, as long as he is holding me, okay, it's possible to do this. Okay, or you can do this later. Okay, so there are two solutions. Okay, this. Okay, but then this is but it's enough that he opens his hand. Nothing works. Okay, so that's why okay, it's better their solution. It's this. Okay? Because here, if you let it go, I can still catch it. Okay, that's why technical is better. But then here, okay, don't try like this, but here, and then. Okay, so you have to answer this triangle. Okay. So this has become Aikido again. So you take that you do when he's holding your hand. If he's not holding your hand, cannot do it because you cannot bend it. Okay, but if he's holding, then you create triangle. So here, so it's a flow of ki. You create this flow of ki, and then this. Okay, that's right. So here, down. Now, if I try to move the bokken, clear not possible. Two arms against one arm. Okay? If I try to move his arm, that's possible. So you put here and then. Okay, so it's exactly a triangle. Okay? Like this bokken become like he's holding the bokken just like he was holding my arm. It's exactly the same. So by using this triangle, can lead here. Okay? And then. Okay, so you're doing exactly the same thing as this. This is a concept. Okay, so try. Screwdriver. Okay, so basic screwdriver. No? So what you do, you put the screwdriver here and then turn it. Then you can open something. Okay, that's what you do because here it's difficult to open. So you put the screwdriver this way and then turn it. Okay, that's right. So you have to. So this is called tenohira or kaisu in Japanese language. Okay, and this is a very important thing. Okay, that's also you have situations as if you turn your palm. Okay, which means yes, you are very nice. I believe you. No, I never said that. Yes. No. Yes. Okay. So this expression, as if you turn to your palm, you change your opinion. Okay. Very nice. No good. So this movement is kind of very important movement actually. So this movement is used from here. here. Okay, by doing this, you open something. Okay, so that's why this kind of thing is real culture. So here, now this, no? So this is a small space. So if I do like this, you cannot enter. So I enter small space. Then after that, I turn the screwdriver. Okay, so so this is mathematics. So this side enters, this side enters. So this the difference is this. Okay, I change my opinion completely. Okay, but then from here to change here, something happens. Okay, so this between this. Okay, so see this how it works. I have to go like this, difficult. But to escape like this, it's easier. Okay, so that's the advantage. Okay, so it's more defensive. You can escape better. Okay, so that's here. So from here, one. But of course, as a basic, don't have to do this straight. But if necessary, you can do like this if you want. Yeah, if necessary. Okay, yeah. Okay, so that. That means you must lead his key behind it. Okay, so this is a key movement. Yeah. This way, I must lead behind me, but omote. Okay. Here, I must lead behind me, but ura. Okay, he's behind me, but ura. Okay, so this is ura leading. Okay, so here, so you should be able to do this. Okay, so that he doesn't attack me anymore. Okay, so okay, this means it's continuous. Okay, so it's continuous, no? Okay, so this is the mathematics of this because it's continuous, and you see two. Okay, so so you have to see this mathematics in the movement. Okay, so see that if he's doing mathematics. Okay, so that mathematically, okay. Okay, so can you see this in the movement? Then you understand mathematics. Okay, seeing that is mathematics. Okay, so what you see, what you imagine, okay, you see some harmony, and one way of explaining harmony is mathematics. So this, but then I try half because it's crowded. So when you finish change, yeah? One, and then change from here. So you can do cooking now. Of course, with many people you don't have time, huh? But with one person you have time. So from here, one. So then from here you can change from here. Here. Then it's so first, right? Thing is this. Okay, so tension, okay, I don't go there, but read here. Okay, so do this here. Okay, so one. And then here, that becomes the tension. So first this tension, right? Yeah. So from here, one. Okay, so now this hand is functioning this way, so he's here. Okay, so now clearly here he understands, so he prefers to go this way. So if I just put like this, it's difficult. Okay, so here use this flow of key. That means he's here, I'm here, so my arm and his arm collide. Okay, so create flow of key this way. Okay, so become like this. So it's a flow of key there. Okay, so when it goes up, this goes down. Okay, and after that, come here, and then I catch this. So the tension. So first, right? Okay, so now I use this right here. So can catch it. Okay, so this if I do like this, my one arm against his two arms. So clearly it's difficult. Okay, so create this flow key here, and then move this. And so this is exactly the same this probe kick. So this is what you practice with the fourth Q, third Q standard. Okay, put it here. And so try. My arm gets shorter. Okay, this is shorter. Okay, this is bending. Okay, this is pulling. This is shorter. So this is imagination. Okay, because I see that sometimes you have imagination of pulling. Okay, so or sometimes bending. Again, so not bend, not pull, but shorter. Okay. Try here with the dog. You can. My arm got shorter. Short. So try here. By doing this was shorter. Try. This. Okay. So now this one goes down here. Okay, so now this arm doesn't become shorter, but okay, so this goes down and this was up. Okay, so this is very similar, but here, because of this, it's become shorter, but here doesn't become shorter, but down. Okay, so here. Okay, so this goes down, this goes up. So there's behind your partner. Okay, so from here. But then don't have to touch here, from this coming. That's the CD. Okay, okay, so when it's secure, when it's coming here, so first here, and then this tension. Okay, so we don't do this irimi way in secure. Okay, for the sake of this harmony with the whole. Okay, so we do this irimi, but here, and then tension. And then finish. So it's right, yeah? So now, actually, the question is electricity necessary? No, I say that electricity is not necessary to live. Why? Because I remember that when I was small, I used to spend the summer holiday in my grandfather's house. And in my grandfather's house is probably built like 150 years ago. So when it was built, there was no electricity. And when I was there, there's just one electric wire is coming for the road, and there's one lamp and one radio. Okay. So I can clearly understand that we don't need electricity to live there. And then radio. And then water was this. There's this well and like this. And cooking is with fire. Okay, and then outside there's a big like this, and we put water and fire, and we took bath inside. Okay, so I really experienced a very nice summer holiday in my grandfather's house without electricity. I mean, there was, but we didn't just use it. Okay, so that's why with my experience, okay, I can imagine I can happily live without any electricity. Okay, but now, if you don't have this kind of experience, maybe you say that you need electricity. Okay, so that's why, again, all this is a question. What do we really need to live? Okay, and naturally, these days, the government said that we need electricity, so that's the starting point. No? Okay, but my starting point is we don't need electricity. Okay, and why is it? Because it's impossible to get electricity, all human beings. Okay, now it's possible because there are many human beings who live without electricity. Okay, so for us it's possible. But if we think all human beings must live in the same way, I can clearly say that it's impossible to give electricity for all human beings. Okay, so that's why my proposal is that we can have electricity, but several hours a day. Okay, I think this is possible. all human beings can have electricity maybe 2 hours per day. That is, I think, possible. But if you want electricity 24 hours, I don't think it's possible. So, but then clearly government is not making this, but I'm sure it will come sooner or later. Okay? At some moment, government will say, sorry, we have to stop electricity from 10 o'clock to etc. And actually, this happened in Japan already. Okay? When this Fukushima, etc., so they stopped the nuclear power plant. So electricity became like 70%. Okay, so actually it's happened that at some moment people had no electricity. Okay, so now when people explain that, what they do, Japanese people say hard that they live with 70% electricity, and for the time being they are succeeding. So it looks like technically we can consume 50% less and keep the same standard. It looks like 50% is completely realistic. Okay, if we put, if we advanced technology change all things, consume less electricity. Okay, so probably that will be the first step. Okay, but I would say the next step will be a few hours of electricity per day. And personally, for me, it's completely okay. Do you nearly need 24 hours electricity? for me, no. Okay. For example, computer, just put the battery. Okay. So if you have electricity 2-3 hours, you just charge the battery, and I'm sure battery hold several hours, that's enough. Okay. And after that, what do you need? Even internet. Do you need internet 24 hours? I think a few hours there will be enough, no? And so, of course, the factories, etc., they need all the time, of course, for the production. Okay, so there they can have electricity 24 times. So, in a way, all this, what is really necessary is, in a very important question to get. Okay, so, in Aikido 2, what is really necessary? Okay, so, here, to come here. Okay, so, what he has to do so that he can't get killed. Okay, so here, okay, so now what he should do so that he doesn't get killed. Okay, so that's the first step. Okay, yeah. Okay, so that's why here, it's colliding, so it has a tension, so it has to be here, okay, creating this way. Okay, so that's what is necessary to do. Okay, yeah, so when he does this, I can't kill him. So that's the first step. So it's here. Okay, so the sensing to become like that. Okay. So the other hand is here. So first make sure of that. And after that, do another. Okay. So again, colliding because he wants to move bokken this way. I want to move bokken this way. So clearly it's colliding. What he wants is what I want. Okay, so that means this is called conflict of interest. Okay, Russia wants to control Serbia, and the United States wants to control Serbia. Okay, so Serbia is the object of control. That's what's happened in Serbia. So it's a big mess. Okay, the whole politics is influenced by the international politics. So the Serbian government is doing nothing to make the Serbia a better country. So the people are suffering, etc. etc. So it's not there for the international war. It's a conflict between Russia and the United States, actually. And the Serbian people are suffering, actually. Okay, so no, this is the same. Okay, I want to control Bokken. Okay, so what's the solution? So what's the solution? We must control Russians and the United States because they are doing it. So as long as Russia and the United States, they don't change, we can't do anything with Serbia. Okay, so now, there, okay, so now what they have to do is he should control me, not Bokken. Yeah, because I want to control Bokken. Okay, so control me. Control me. Okay, so I have to control somebody. It's this here. Okay, so now this is not this. I'm controlling him. Yeah, you can see this, no? Okay. This is trying to control Bokken. Okay, so this I control him. Okay, so the first is here. So we can can see that I'm controlling him. So here, okay, from here, it's actually this. Okay, so this is here. So one hand on here. Okay, so this is the one. So this. Okay, so first with the hand, how you control the other person. This now. Okay, this. What's this? Okay, but when he doesn't bend, don't bend, difficult. So it was only when he's holding. When he's holding, can do this. Okay, so now instead of this, I do this. Okay, but now he doesn't bend. Difficult. Now, hold my hand. Okay. So you can see that this is how from morning to continue. Okay. If he's not holding me, okay, if he doesn't bend, then cannot. But if he's holding, then can. Oh, that's right. Now, here I can't do it. I can't bend it. Yeah, no? Okay. So now here, I can do it. Okay, so this is important. You know, here, okay, I can do it because he's not holding my hand, really, no. But then he's holding bokken, so there's a flow of key like this. So now here, okay, so this way it's just like this becomes my arm. So it becomes just like. Okay, so to make this. I have to put here so that it becomes my flow of kigan here. And then from here, that's right. This relation. Okay, so this is shihou nage. So this is shihou nage. Okay, so see this here. After here. Okay. The relationship that's very is okay. So we can say that it's creating shihou. So this is the key flow. That's right. But then there's some here. Okay. So if I do this here like this, okay, he can let this hand go, and then it's like this. So that's why technically it's too dangerous. Okay, if he's smart enough, okay, and as he goes, then I receive it. Okay, that's why this technique is not good. So now here, so I keep holding here, but then cannot when he becomes stronger. Okay, so now okay, because this way I am stronger. Okay, but it's enough that he does like this. Okay, I lose everything. Yes, this is the problem. So now, to compensate this, I use this, that. Now here, there. Okay, that is important. That means only this, he's stronger. Okay, so okay, so I push that way. Okay, then becomes okay, then slow. Okay, so right. He's here. This is not a good idea. Okay, because his arm is so low that he cannot do this. Okay, so here, better do only this shihou nage. Okay, now the other side, okay, shihou nage is clear, not possible. Okay, that's why we do here, it is possible. Okay, here you can control this now, whereas here, controlling is almost impossible because this is going already downward. Okay, and if I tell it, he can like that. Whereas the other side, shihou nage is not possible, but this is okay. Okay, this one is down. Cannot. Yeah. So this side, kokyu nage is good. The other side is shihou nage. Okay, so, so now clearly, if I stay here, it's then just become like that. Okay, so now first how to do this danger here. Okay, so continue. Yes. Then after here. Okay, so use this nickel. Okay. Yeah. So here, this is dangerous. Okay, so from here, fencing is this. Then and okay, so try okay, and this here. No, now, okay, don't try to bend this. Okay, because maybe Aikido people used to bend, so maybe bend, but normal people don't bend. Okay, so I'm not trying to bend because anyone cannot bend. Okay, so from here, what here. Okay, so I'm not bending him, this wrist, but leading his body down. So which means it's this here. Okay, so many people think this bend. Okay, so that's why if it's bend, I can do this. Okay, but if it doesn't bend, clearly cannot do this. Okay, so in this case, you must know how to put his head down without bending. Means this. Okay, so it doesn't have to bend. Okay, so this means this mathematics. This palm down. Okay, if you do like this, you can palm up. But now. Okay, so which means this. So here, can do this. Now. Okay, so this is the mathematics. So let's try. First mathematics is this. Okay, here, this. Okay, so you do this the same. The other, yeah. So much Koteyoshi. 요거만 시원하게. 이거 사이드 부분하게. 네, 문화특기 거대요시. 문화특기 짬뽕하게. 문화특기 있고요.
Stäng dörren.
Stäng dörren.
But nobody just go like this. Avoid this. Okay. So try more realistic way. Yeah. Okay. So this is normal. You don't just dance like this. It's the same, no? If boxers give you only one punch, it's easy. But the problem is many. That's the problem. Okay, so if it's only one is easy. But it's reality go many times. So first see that see how it comes. Okay. So first, right? Your body. So when you come here, just this. So just like this, and then catch with that. Okay. So it's better you know what each hand does. Yeah. So this hand protects, and this hand catches. Okay. So if you protect and catch at the same time, it's difficult. So this only protection. Okay. And if you don't get hit, you should be happy. And when you have occasion, you catch with this hand. And you should move as little as possible. Okay. Not then I'm following the jaw movement, so he's leading me. So you should follow the jaw movement. Then he has advantage. So just enough so that my hand protects me. Okay. If he's hitting there, that's not my problem. Okay. So if he's go there, don't go like that. Okay. Because that is, in a way, most this attack strategy. Okay. When attack here, then here. Okay. This Napoleon attacks here, and while Napoleon English attack like this. Yeah, this is a completely normal strategy since thousands of years.